Let's jump right into this visual breakdown of our source material, exploring what is literally one of the most dramatic coming-of-age stories on the entire planet. We're talking about nature's ultimate heavyweight, the lion. But we aren't just looking at the fully grown, majestic king of the savannah today. Instead, we're mapping out the precise developmental stages of lion cubs, specifically focusing on the fascinating formation of their hunting skills. It's this incredible, massive transformation from absolute vulnerability to total dominance. So let's map the whole thing out together.
Now, before the thunderous roars and way before those epic high-speed chases across the plains, life begins right here, in a completely dark, incredibly safe place, guarded entirely by a mother's protective caress. You know, when we picture lions, we instantly picture invincible strength, right? But the source material grounds us in this absolutely crucial fact. This majestic predator actually starts its life in highly vulnerable, intimate seclusion, completely shielded from the chaos of the wild.
Okay, let's dive into this with our first major phase, First Steps Toward Life, which focuses on the instinctual phase. Every single hero's journey starts with a period of profound limitation, and the lion cub is absolutely no exception. When we walk through this timeline, you can see that in the very first week, the cub is relying solely on basic instincts. Fast forward just a few months, and they're finally joining the pride, encountering their first real social dynamics. And then, years down the line, they reach complete independence. Keeping this sequence in mind is super important because it really highlights just how rapid and intense the physiological and psychological development has to be for a cub to just survive out there.
Listen to how the source material actually describes this intense isolation. It says, helpless cubs who have no connection to the outside world live by relying solely on instincts. I mean, really think about that for a second. Zero connection to the outside world. Before a lion can conquer its environment, it's literally at the absolute mercy of it. They don't know how to hunt, they don't know how to fight, they don't even know what the savannah looks like yet. They survive purely because their biological wiring is telling them how to nurse and how to stay perfectly quiet.
So, shifting gears a bit, let's look at play and hunting training, or what I like to call the ultimate simulator.
As these little cubs eventually emerge from that dark, safe starting point and officially join the pride, their first major life challenges begin. But they're cleverly disguised as playtime. Playing with the other cubs isn't just some cute way to pass the time. It is absolutely vital preparation for the great hunters they're going to become. Every single tumble, every wrestling match, every playful little bite, it's a high-stakes training ground. It's a direct cause and effect relationship here. The quality of their play directly dictates their future capacity for survival.
And this brilliantly illustrates how what looks like totally innocent childhood games among siblings is actually a mechanical breakdown of lethal hunting techniques. Notice the exact sequence: hide, stalk, pounce. The cub is literally learning these precise steps through play. These playful behaviors are constantly perfecting themselves over time, gradually transforming into the exact skills they'll need to take down actual prey. It's like nature's own perfect VR simulator, designed to teach complex mechanics without the fatal consequences of messing up on a real hunt.
The contrast we're seeing here just powerfully summarizes that entire arc we've been talking about. On one hand, we have the totally helpless newborn, guided entirely by basic instinct, completely isolated from the world. And on the other, we have a young predator that is finally prepped and ready for the harsh realities of nature. So what's the bridge between the two? It's exactly what we just looked at, that play simulator. It's just a remarkably effective developmental strategy when you really break it down. Which brings us to the final act, independent life and a new family, where it's finally time to conquer the wild.
At this stage in the game, a young male lion just can no longer rely on his original pride. He has to step out of that ultimate safety net, leaving to conquer new territories either completely alone or alongside his brothers. Just imagine the sheer courage and capability required for this exact moment. The harsh realities of nature aren't just a training concept anymore. They're the unforgiving, everyday reality out there far beyond the original family unit.
And wow, those adult responsibilities hit fast. Proving hunting strength, conquering new territories, gathering female lions to form a completely new pride, and ultimately, protecting that new family from external threats. I really want you to connect the dots here. The ability to execute every single one of these heavy adult duties traces directly back to those early days of playing hide-and-seek in the dirt. The stalking, the pouncing, the roughhousing, it was all culminating in this immense, majestic responsibility to ensure the safety and the continuation of a brand new pride.
The lion's journey from a dark, incredibly safe hiding place to becoming the undisputed protector of a new territory is just a total masterclass in development. And honestly, it forces us to ask a pretty deep question. If play is the ultimate preparation for nature's absolutely harshest realities, how are we preparing for our own? Are we actively using our own safe spaces to build the skills we're going to need for the wild challenges ahead? Definitely something to chew on. Thanks so much for joining me for this breakdown.